A few candidates last night said that the Democrats were high-fiving each other over how, Donald Trump and some of these arguments make the Republican Party look. Forget 2016. We're 4 debates in now. How does this campaign, is it going to help or is it going to hurt the Republican Party going forward, Eric?
I think at the end of the day, the people who vote Republican are going to vote them no matter what. So they could literally say the most offensive thing in the history of humanity, and yet the conservatives would still vote for their candidates. The question is, can they win over the people on the fence? I write about this a little bit for a political site for polls, but I think, it'll come down to what the head-to-head matchup is. People hate Hillary Clinton, so in a Trump versus Clinton matchup, he may be able to win some votes from unlikely sources. But if it's Carson versus Clinton, you might find that the moderates end up swaying towards Clinton because they don't want to live in like a religious jihad society under Carson. So.
It's pretty rare to have, a guy like Donald Trump and Ben Carson and as much less leading with like 30 points each. Josh, what does this say for the Republican Party in 2020 and beyond?
I think that I don't know, and I think that's why it's so interesting. We have no idea what's going to happen. I think it's equally likely that, the Republicans will get their act together, nominate, Rubio, Fiorina for the general and be competitive. Or they're going to nominate Carson Cruz, and that'll be it for the Republican Party for at least a generation. I mean, it's at least on the national level. So it's really interesting because I don't think the Republicans know. There's more than a few conservatives that I've seen interviewed and talking on television who are openly now afraid of what's happening. It maybe not so much now, but definitely when the Speaker of the House thing was going on, your sane Republicans, and there are some out there, were finally sort of breaking what they call Reagan's 11th commandment, which is to talk shit about the crazy people that are hijacking the Republican Party. Now, with Trump and Carson and Fiorina, I think it's not so much zealotry as it is just a genuine, like, we hate Washington, they like the outsider thing. I don't know if that's going to last into the actual voting. But one thing that's very, very interesting is that the Republican primaries are set up so that Republicans in states who election have a significant say in who the nominee is going to be. I mean, you have Republicans in New York, California, Colorado, although Colorado's kind of in play, like Eric was saying, depending on who the head-to-head matchup is. But these Republicans who, in a general election, they don't even elect representatives or governors, are the ones who are going to be giving hundreds of delegates to who we're assuming is like the Marco Rubio or whoever the establishment candidate will be. So I think that even if Trump and Carson come out strong from Iowa and New Hampshire, maybe into South Carolina, once you start getting into the other states, I think that will even out at the very least, and probably, I actually have faith that New Hampshire is going to not nominate one of the